Hello again from my front porch. Look, it's actually daylight right now because I remembered to do it before it got dark. Now, granted, it's a Saturday, so that that means I didn't have to trouble myself too much to get out of bed early this morning. Well, it's been an interesting week weather-wise here in Iowa. See, now, we've not been getting a lot of snow this winter. Now, let me preface by saying I'm not complaining about this part, okay? I'm not a big fan of snow. It's just a reality. You know, you live in Iowa, you put up with some stuff. It's like during the summer, you drive on the highways, out through the country area, you put up with certain smells and aromas. And in the winter, you put up with snow. And I like both of those things about equally. But so we've not been getting a lot of snow. So my mom gave me this nice plaque thingy here, this sled, and it's been kind of ironic because she gave it to me, and then I don't think we've had any snow since then, or even before then. So it's been kind of funny that it was up there. But this last week, we finally got some snow. Now, it started as rain, which is what we've been getting. We've been getting winter rains, not even like ice storms. We got one of those, but for the most part, we've been getting actual just rain, where it's been so warm that the moisture comes down. It's just rain. And that is kind of weird. I'm not a fan of snow, but it is weird in December and January to get rain. It's like, that saying, April showers bring May flowers. What did December and January rains bring? Confusion. That's what it is. But anyway, so this last week we got some snow, and I even did some video the night that we started to get snow, and it was kind of a low light video, maybe not necessarily the easiest to see. So apologize for that. But still, you could see that there was snow coming down, and it was snowing on my back deck, and so that was really nice. And I said I filmed it, and I even voiced over on the video saying that we're getting snow now. Looks like it's kind of accumulating, and we'll see what it looks like in the morning. We'll see how much is accumulated. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas here in the middle of January in Iowa. We're finally getting our snow. Now I don't have a whole lot accumulated here on my back deck yet, but I'm sure that will change by morning because these big old flakes, they look like they're going to be coming down for quite a while still. So I'm sure that there's going to be a whole lot more snow accumulated by morning. We'll just have to see. It might finally become a winter wonderland here in Iowa. There's the start. We'll see what tomorrow holds. Well, the next morning I went out and it had mostly melted. In fact, it looked like on my back deck like we had just gotten rain again. That it hadn't really snowed. It's like, oh, well, again, not a big fan of snow, but was kind of thinking maybe it was time for us to actually have some. But it looked like, here in Des Moines at least, that we were going to dodge that bullet again. That we're just not going to get snow this year, apparently. But later that same day, especially by the time I was going home from work at the end of the day, it had started snowing, big flakes again, and this time it stayed. It hung around a little while. And so then I was able to take a picture of my deck that next day, and there was actually some snow. Not like, deep snow, but there was some snow on my deck. And now here we are about 3 days after those events, and there's still some snow outside. Here, in fact, come here. Let me show you. Let me show you how much snow we still have outside. See? Open the door here. Look, we actually have snow outside. There is actually snow outside on the ground in January in Iowa. How about that? Can you believe that? Now, as you saw, though, it's still not much. It's still not very deep. It's still pretty. It's not very much. And you notice it wasn't on the driveway. I didn't scoop the driveway. It just in the last few days here, it's been warm enough that it just melted off the hard surfaces on its own. So that's okay. I didn't do my steps either that I just walked out on, and they're cleared now. So I can deal with that. That's okay. But there is still some snow out there in the yards and stuff, and so it kind of gives it a little bit of a wintry look. I can live with that. This kind of snow is okay. It's not like the snow I remember when I was a kid. Now, when I was a kid, I remember, or even just in high school and stuff, I remember that we would get snow and it would be deep enough that we'd go out and shovel the sidewalks and stuff, and then we'd still get more snow, and we'd go out and have to shovel again, and you'd clear off the sidewalk again, and then we'd get more snow, and the other snow wouldn't melt away. We'd just keep adding more and more snow onto it, and you'd go out and shovel again until eventually it felt like you were walking through these troughs or these tunnels of snow. I don't recall the last time we had that kind of snow, and I certainly don't recall the kind of snow that my parents were talking about last time they were on one of these shows, where they were talking about my dad was talking about remembering when he was little, and this would have been in the 40s and the 50s, 40s probably mostly, that he remembered them hooking up their draft horses, not like little ponies, but big old honking draft horses, hooked them up to a sleigh, and the snow would be so deep and so heavy packed that they could go cross country with the horses, like over where fences were, because the snow was deeper than the fence line and was so solid and packed that these big draft horses could walk on that snow over the fence lines. I mean, that is mind-blowing. We haven't had snow like that in a long time. I'll leave it up to you to decide. I have my thoughts as to what it is, but I've said that these aren't going to be, political discussions. I don't want them to be discussions about, controversial topics either, like climate change, things like that. I do have my opinions, and if you're a friend of mine on my personal Facebook page, you do occasionally from time to time see my opinions, and my opinions sometimes irritate people on both sides of the debate. But my opinions about most things tend to do that. So I'm not going to get into those here. But I just think it's interesting how there are these stories and these memories of these massive snowstorms and it piling up. And this year we've had hardly anything. And now we get just this little bit of snow now, and it's like, whoa, yay, we have snow. Well, anyway, just had to share all of that. I know you're really thrilled and excited that I did. All right, I'm going to let you go. I got to finish getting ready here. I'm going to take off in a little bit to head down to Gaslamp, with the place I like to go and hear live music. They got a Johnny Cash tribute band that's playing there tonight. And so I'm looking forward to going down and just partying away with some good Johnny Cash music. So looking forward to that a lot. So that's my plan. I hope you have a good evening and a good rest of the weekend too. And I'll see you next time from my front porch.